Hi, Jonathan. Welcome to Livestream Hub in the middle of Circularity 24. To our audience, I'm joined by Johnathan Schuldenfrei. I think I said it right?
You did.
Great. I was struggling with that a little bit earlier. Jonathan, please introduce yourself.
Sure. I'm Johnathan Schuldenfrei. I'm a leader in our sustainability, climate, and equity practice at Deloitte. I've been with Deloitte for about 16 years. I lead the Path to Net Zero offering for Deloitte, which helps organizations operate in a nature-positive economy.
Great. And how does food and circularity tie into what you do? Like, what brought you to this conference and what brought you to this work?
Yeah, sure. So I'm super passionate about circularity and food waste reduction. I'm currently advising a few clients on their food waste reduction strategies, setting up their baseline, and then helping them make their commitment to their landfill diversion strategy.
Okay, great.
Commitment.
Wow. And what do you see in terms of like how clients are responding to circularity and this topic?
I think they're looking for the business case for change. I think there's a lot of passion in the marketplace for this particular topic. I think there's a lot of great intention. There's ambition that's being set for particular landfill diversions. I think that there's some pushback in terms of what is the business case for change, and is there a positive ROI on the efforts that they're looking to engage in.
Great. Thank you, Jonathan.
Yeah.
And when you're talking about strategies, I mean, how do financial strategies and how are the financial strategies that you're working on adapting to this change and this transformation of the food industry?
For food industry, it's a bit challenging. I would say that there's a lot of analogs in the circularity marketplace that food can look to in the future. But I think at first, food needs to really understand what is its value, or food waste. What is the value of food waste, and how can you redefine or define the value of food waste in general? When we look at other circularity waste streams like steel, metal, paper, cardboard, wood, there is a secondary market, there's a perceived value for those particular waste streams. And once food waste has a perceived value similar to those waste streams, I think you'll see a huge uptick in financing for those particular solutions.
Great. And you mentioned, like, when we're talking about financing, where are those big bets being placed on in the sustainability and circularity field that you're noticing? Like, what's getting the most financial backing right now?
I think data is where a lot of clients need to start investing, because you can't plan for what you can't measure. So as you start thinking about what is my baseline for waste and being able to measure that, I think there's a lot of investment that's being performed there. I think in food waste in particular, provisioning and procurement, there's a lot of investment made there in terms of how do we optimize and how do we right size the amount that we need so that the residual doesn't necessarily go into our market.
Great. And what does that optimization look like for some of the clients that you're working with, and where do you see that taking off?
Sure. I would say that it's a lot around understanding the volume. Mm-hmm. So it's a volume-based approach in terms of how many people am I feeding, or how many passengers am I shuttling back and forth? Who are my consumers? What's their rate of consumption? Mm-hmm. And what is my provisioning that would be right-sized in terms of what their needs are? And then can I evaluate on the back end, what are the waste streams? What are they consuming at 100%? And what are they consuming at like 0%? So I'd say that that's those are the analytics that I think a lot of organizations are going through. And then I would say another one is a product profile in terms of forecasting waste based on the relationship of the product profile and then the waste profile associated with that product, to see what the expectation is and if there's a way to create interventions to reduce the amount of waste associated with that particular product growth.
Yeah, I think that profiling and that data collection that you mentioned is such an emerging trend right now in circularity. Jackie, who just sat on this couch before you, was talking about the exact same thing, and I love to see that coming to fruition. And one thing I'd like to ask you before closing out the interview is, what gives you hope as a sustainability professional and a circularity professional?
Oh, wow. I would say just the human spirit and the youth that I see, like the people that I work with, the passion. Whenever people put their mind to something, it always gets solved. So I'm an optimist, and I'm a believer.
Great. I love that. I love that optimistic hope. Thank you so much, Jonathan, for being here with us on Livestream Hub.